There's definitely something different about this Bears team. The energy is there. The vibes are great. This team is playing hard. I mean, they just had the most physical practice. That's what Bears reporters are saying that they've seen in quite some time since the Lovie Smith era. Eberflus, this guy, not too many live practices. We didn't see too many live practices from him. Ben Johnson comes in, and after a poor Family Fest performance by the offense, he has these guys going live in 7-on-7. Just a monster, a demon. And these guys, it seems like they love playing for Ben Johnson. This team is physical. They're bringing the edge. Jaquan Brisker, since he's been healthy, he's been balling out, making plays. And in the video that the Bears just posted, he hit Roschon Johnson, and then he's talking shit to Ben Johnson all up in his face and stuff, and Ben Johnson smiling. Like, just that, it just feels different. This wasn't what we were getting from Eberflus. We had, the star players talking about how the coaching isn't calling guys out, or, throwing shots at the coaching, throwing shots in interviews and stuff. So far with Ben Johnson, we haven't heard anything bad about him. Everybody's just praising him. Montez Sweat said, hey, if you make a mistake, you will be presented in front of the team. Like, the standard is high. The expectations are high. He dropped the F-bomb on his interview, but that's just great to hear. Because that's what's been missing from the Bears. They haven't had that edge. There's just been a lot of dysfunction in the locker room from the players, from just not accountability. You had players not taking accountability and stuff in interviews, press game conferences and stuff. There was just no accountability. The standard was not high. Eberflus at press conferences didn't know what the fuck to say half the time. Ben Johnson's given us a breath of fresh air with his confidence, with just how he answers questions too. It's day-to-day means day-to-day. Luther Burden was banged up, and he was back in practice the next couple days. So I really like what Ben Johnson's provided the Bears so far, and I think this is going to be a different team. This is looking like something that's going to pan out exactly what we thought we were getting when we hired him. So he's even, calling out the young guys. Luther Burden snatched his ass out of practice, snatched the whole first team out of practice because they were making too many mistakes. He's calling out the best players. He's calling out, the young guys that are just, ramping things up. Like, it doesn't matter. Everybody's getting called out. And I didn't think Ben Johnson had that in him. I didn't think Ben Johnson was going to be able to control a locker room. I wanted, a Mike Vrabel. I wanted a guy that had experience. But Ben Johnson, so far, he's showing he's got a little Dan Campbell in him. He's showing that he's got a little, bit of the toughness, the edge, and he still has these players speaking towards his praise. Seems like the guys love to play for Ben Johnson. So far, the reward has been nice. We're getting exactly what we wanted to get from Ben Johnson. We're seeing it early. And just the other coaches he's brought in, Antoine and Randall L. has done great with the receivers. He's another breath of fresh air. He's just excited to be a Bears head coach. You could see it from him. The body language. When DJ Moore is making a play, he's running down the field with him. So that's great. Bieniemy, he's calling out these running backs. He's getting them in tip-top shape. So I love what he's been providing. Dennis Allen with this defense. The defense has new energy. This defense is going to be really fucking good this year because of him. The schemes, the aggressiveness he's going to bring. And just how creative we're going to be offensively. The Bears had Theo Benedict at the tackle position as their third tackle in goal line situations. He could be the Bears' new Dan Skipper. Somebody that was a fan favorite in Hard Knocks. He's potentially going to make the roster now. So just the creativity Ben Johnson's going to use, and just we're going to pound the rock. That's all they did in practice, damn near. Just running, focusing on, red zone install, and just, trying to make sure when we get in the red zone, we're scoring. Roschon Johnson scored a couple plays, so I love what Ben Johnson's doing so far in every area of being the Bears head coach. Richard Hightower spoke towards his praise. He said, he's been around a lot of great coaches. He has. It's crazy. His track record is insane. Gary Kubiak with the Texans, Mike Shanahan with the Washington Redskins on that staff, with all the great coaches on that staff, Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers for many years. And now he's, with Ben Johnson, another potential coach that could be that great offensive mind. So he's seen what it takes. He's seen coaches, John Fox too. Obviously, he wasn't great with the Bears, but won a Super Bowl. He's seen great coaches. He's been with Super Bowl winning coaches. He's been on teams. He knows what it takes. That's exactly what he said about Ben Johnson. This guy is phenomenal. And from seeing him from a distance, he said he was phenomenal too. How he presented himself, how he commended himself in press conferences. So the reviews for Ben Johnson have been phenomenal. People don't want to buy into the hype. People are ready to be disappointed. I think this is the year that Bears fans finally get what they deserve. finally get what we deserve with a good football team, all around football team, great quarterback play, great head coach, great defense. We get the best of both worlds, and this is a team that potentially could make a lot of noise this season. I think, being in the playoffs should be a guarantee, but I mean, with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams ascending, this young defense, the energy that's already in this building right now, this year could be special, really special. But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.